Okay, I decided to do my paint mixing tutorials with a bunch of background noise because there's literally no moment of peace in my life, so I'm gonna have to deal with all the noise. This is sort of just like a test run. So, see, this is my palette. It's super messy. And this here is a paint scraper, but for glass. But somebody showed me this cool trick that helps
families to come to the border illegally and attempt to enter into this country improperly. We urge them not to do so, not to come themselves illegally, and even worse, to bring their children with them or some other children. Many of the children are being brought by people who aren't their parents. So this is just the way the world works. The parents are subject to prosecution while children may not be. And so if we do our duty and prosecute those cases, then children inevitably for a period of time might be in different conditions being held by Health and Human Services rather than the United States Marshal Service. Even if they want to claim asylum and don't come through the port of entry where we have processing there, would be subject to prosecution, yes. They may yet still be able to make a claim of asylum. They'd be subject for the improper entry. We're looking at this entire process of asylum claims, and we've got some of our best lawyers thinking through it, but we've got some improvement to do, I think. I've had the response, look, everybody's going to get the due process. I want to be clear. Are some of these families have a solid case for escaping fear and persecution? Certain. Well, many don't. So
That's bullshit.
But at the end of that, you can't ask to give due process and not accept the decision by a federal judge. So once we have a decision, if they lose their case and they've been ordered removed, then we need to remove those folks based on the order. So everybody will get the due process.
Are you doing the video?
Yeah. And say hi.
Hello.
The Department of Justice has written him a letter
Sessions.
You're listening to Jeff Sessions while you do that.
Well, I scrape my palette, yeah.
The request he's made is
Well, that'll
one
definitely make you
that
things out.
communities and the Department of Justice feels is not grantable. We've explained that we'd be willing to talk to him about it before, the details of which I couldn't discuss. Essentially, we'll be processing, focusing on going forward. What point of hearing is going to be worth if a claim and ask for asylum? We will be handling those cases on a case-by-case basis, but people who enter unlawfully, not at the port of entry, are subject to being prosecuted even if they claim asylum. The proper place to claim asylum would be at the port of entry or other designated places by the United States government. country is costing us a good deal. We want to see those numbers
He
go
is
down.
costing us a good
California
deal.
and South Texas are two of the biggest areas with the highest numbers of illegal entrants.
That's
That's why
straight
we
out of the
want
antebellum
here.
South, right?
But I have to say, our goal is to have the whole world know that this border is not open. Don't come unlawfully. Don't put yourself or your family through such a stressful thing.
Oh my
It will
God, like they
impact
wouldn't
your ability in the
do
future.
that if it wasn't
If you've been
stressful.
convicted of attempting to enter
Where they were
unlawfully.
at.
So don't
This
come
place.
unlawfully. Make your claim. Wait your turn.
Now, if our CIA would stop starting coups in these countries, we wouldn't have all of this political upheaval.
Don't enter illegally between the ports of entry. If you haven't went into asylum, go to the port of entry where you're safe. This isn't just for law enforcement. This is about saving lives. And stop sending the message it's okay to hire any sort of organization to get to this country. People are dying. People are being abused. So I wouldn't put a cost on the lives we're saving here today. Been the same. We separate families for two reasons. Because we've established or could establish that parent is actually a parent. Now, we've had situations where children have been trafficked. We have situations where the same child is brought across the border several times in a time period by different people claiming to be parents. So obviously, he's being trafficked. We got intelligence that shows alien smuggling organizations are making children available to single adults so they can come claim to be in the unit and not be detained. We've always separated when we criminally prosecute somebody, arrest somebody for criminal violation, and they're with a child, they got to be separated, just like every law enforcement agency in this country does. We've done this. With the announcement from the Attorney General that there's now zero tolerance, you can see more of that. But I want to make something
Yeah, scraping the palate.
for deterrence message. The policy remains the same. There's just going to be more.
Is that crazy?
Based on the zero
No, it's
tolerance
just
policy.
you're listening to like some really dark stuff while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I figured it would be like a reality show. Right?
Yeah.
You don't think it's therapeutic to scrape something clean while you listen to something awful?
Only if the awful thing ends at the end.
Those are the Orwellian nightmare of American politics. I don't know if it's gonna
Yeah.
end. Their live feed can be interrupted, however. Anyway, I have to use glass for my palettes because the paint comes up nice. Well, it's a little bit of effort. I used to do all this scraping with just one of these. It would take me days to clean off the palette. And now that I use one of these, it's so quick. Anyway, this is Jeff Sessions being a dick. Jerk. And then, once we get it all cleaned off, and we can set up our colors. You can just keep piling paint on top and on top and on top, but eventually it gets pretty confusing what colors you're trying to mix. So, try to keep a clean environment. This is the first time I've ever used a mirror for a palette. Seems to be working pretty good. The reflection throws me off a little bit. at first when it's super clean, but then it ends up working out. I like it a lot so far. My baby laughing. This movie is hilarious. Look at all that. I'll start throwing some of this out.
He loves Eve.
What?
Arthur loves Eve and Wally.
Yeah, he does. Oh, is that what she did? She make an appearance?
Yeah. He gets so excited when he sees her. I wonder if she reminds him of Olaf.
Aw, he was like Olaf, kind of. Like a cyber Olaf.
Flying Olaf, yeah.
Pretty much is it. It's nice and clean. I could leave the edges all messy still. Acts like sort of a border.
Wally.
Wow.
Okay. Now, one of the most useful things any of my painting teachers ever taught me was to put every color, every shade you have out initially, and that way you won't be making compromises when you're mixing. So I like to just get sort of every color out there. These guys, the lids are all glued on, so I have to sort of poke a hole, let out some paint. Hope that these hues come out pretty good. And some nice dark Terra Verde green. And some yellow, got some white, some dark green, there's some burnt umber. That's always good. Now we could make our own burnt umber fairly easily. I'll cover that sometime. But look at all these pre-mixed colors. So you should be able to mix all the colors that exist out of just the 3 primaries and black and white. So you should be able to reach all hues that exist with just yellow, ultramarine blue, and alizarin crimson. And cadmium red, I like to have the 2 shades of red, cadmium red and alizarin crimson for my reds. So really four colors, then black and white, and you can mix anything. Just all the colors. And cadmium red is more of a yellow red, where alizarin crimson is the red you'd use to make purple. It's a good orange red. And then alizarin crimson is a good purple red. Let's see if I can find any of those. I just like to have a nice rag around. When I start painting too, I use a rag just directly on my canvas to get rid of stuff that I don't like. Okay, so now we need white.
Little guy making some sounds.
Pretty good background noise for this baby spitting and cooing. Okay, now here's my alizarin crimson. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very much a different red. Let's see if you can zoom in. Oh, actually, it does not let me do that. Oh, you can see it a little bit. Anyway, but the red, the bright one, that's cadmium red, and then that is alizarin crimson. Pretty good. And then that's my burnt umber, my yellow, my white, my dark green. It's really hard to see with the mirror. I'm going to move these up a little bit. Oh, actually, this white has got to go. All dried anyway. I'll just plop another glop of white down there. That's good. I just want to get basically just every color you have. That was always intimidating for me because oil paints cost a lot of money. So putting everyone out there when I wasn't sure I was going to use it seemed like a terrible idea. But you just gotta do it anyway. Oh man, I got it on my finger. Gross. All these I'm like getting to them through the side. Red and got our ultramarine blue and two reds, got our yellow, got our green. Ideally we want a good black. We can make a black, I just can't find it. And we should also get another shade of blue. Jeff just got me this great turquoise. We used to argue about cyan forever. We just got in so many arguments about the color cyan. Well, ultimately, Jeff is right. There's no way to mix up to cyan. You just have to buy a tube of something that resembles it. So I have these two different blues. The cyan blue and the ultramarine blue. And just like the cadmium red and the alizarin crimson, there are two different versions of blue. So you want to, have both pretty much. You can't really mix up to either one of those shades. You sort of have to just get it. I like to put an ochre down. Oh, look, here's a green, permanent green.
Hey, Dad. Pretty good. You sit here? Yes, we're trying to get ready to go and we're not quite out.
That's a nice green. Very cool. That's good. Okay, so that's it. We got most of our colors set up. And I'll mix my first round up here. And so when you mix a color from its primary, into a secondary. It's called a secondary color. So I'll have my secondary colors and my tertiary colors here. And then so tertiary means that you've mixed 3 or more times. So it's the third version of a hue. So I'll do my secondary and my tertiary colors there. And then after I have those, then I'll get very specific in the smaller palette in front of me. So I get more defined as I come down. Alright, well, so in the next video, we'll mix up some colors and apply them to a painting. Okay.